Hey guys, good afternoon. I am here at the farm with Miss Stella, and we're about to take a farm tour. Now, the reason why I'm here is I'm actually starting a course. I'm learning all about gardening and creating a organic permaculture garden. So this is a 9-day course that I'll be in for the next 9 days. Actually, it started yesterday, so 8 days. And so we just finished the first 2 lectures, and now we're about to take a tour of the farm. So in this video, we're going to find the group and wander about, and you'll get to see my friend's farm. So you guys have probably heard me talk about the farm if you've been watching my videos for any length of time. You know my friend Neil and his wife Adriana, and they have their little baby Nawel, who's super cute. We may see them somewhere on the tour, we may not. Hi guys, hi Melissa, happy Sunday. You know, I totally forgot that I was so convinced that yesterday was Sunday, so it kind of made my brain feel very confused. Did they get going? Yeah. Oh, okay. They already got started. Let's go find them. Okay, so many of you guys have been watching this video, this channel for a while. You know that this place is very dear to my heart. Look, they're putting in a bar down here. So let's go find the group. I think they are up here. Oh, this is so nice. I can't wait to see what they're gonna put in here. Hi, Scott. So this used to be the goat pen way back when, 2 years ago when I first got here. This is where the goats lived, and today the goats actually live down there. Okay, there's the group. So they just put in these fresh garden beds. Actually, the guys who were working on my land, I stopped working with them, and then when I came here to the farm, I saw them working on these. So they got some new work. So that was really good. So I think for this gardening course, we're going to be using these garden beds, which is, yeah, really exciting. Oh, Brenda, cool. Hi, Miss Stella. Stella's learning all about gardening. So let's actually go to the shade. I'm so excited to be learning this stuff because you guys know, maybe you saw some of my other videos. I'm sure you saw some of my other videos. I now have land here in Guatemala, and I have never tended land. I've never, built anything in the physical world. I've built stuff in the digital, electronic world, but I've never built anything in the physical world. So right now, I am maybe gaining the skills to be able to know what to do to grow plants and grow my own food. Can you imagine the freedom that is possible if we are able to grow our own food, create our own systems for living, and not have to rely on someone or something else outside of us in order to meet our basic needs? So that's sovereignty. That's real freedom. So let's go. Hi guys. Hi everybody. Yeah, it's another beautiful day here in Guatemala. There's a few of my classmates. There's Neil. We know Neil. We love Neil. He's from Ireland. Let's go to the shade. There's the little pond. A very, very big dog bowl. Yeah, girl. Yeah. She's happy. Yeah. There's the tree. Last season I was painting the tree. I never finished, and then it was covered with a bunch of stuff, so now it's open, so maybe that might be a project to pick up. But it looks like these garden beds have been cleared, so we're going to be working in this garden during this course, which is really exciting. So this space has changed a lot in the 2 years that I've been here. In fact, the kitchen used to be here. There was a structure, but they took that down. Now the kitchen is way over there. All right, I'm starting. Let's go. Sorry, Stella, you can't come in here. They don't want dogs pooping in the garden. Sorry, honey. No, you're gonna stay. You stay.
Basically, yeah, go through in terms of principles. So, okay, so the first one is observe and interact, right? So one of the really nice things about having a garden is and like just making it a garden is a really great thing, a really great way of getting instant feedback. And so over the years, I've really just, my kind of morning routine now is, a lot of the time I come here early in the morning and I just walk through the garden. I just it's not quite meditation because I'm sort of thinking and like planning my day, but it's close to it, I guess. And you know, just feeling like the energy in this garden and feeling how this space has changed and evolved over the years, and you know, just watching things I love. Like I was just up there a minute ago and I saw like a little lizard under the rocks, and you know, just seeing over the years different like insects come in at different times and kind of like tuning into like the natural rhythms of this place. It's like just a really nice practice to have. Yeah, so I mean that's the first one, just having a space like this that you can, you know, make little changes to, see how it reacts, and then, you know, respond accordingly is interesting. You know, like right now I'm looking at these and I'm like, well, these are spinach plant starts that we put in, and some of them seem to be really thriving and some of them haven't really like done anything at all, and I don't know why that is. And I don't need to know, in a way. Like, I think a big part of that observe and interact principle is, you know, don't try and answer everything. Just look and see what's happening. You know, another one I noticed here, like this happened by itself. Like, this is really interesting. Look at this.
Purslane.
And well, not surprisingly, it's growing around here where the water is coming out. Yeah.
What is it?
Watercress.
Really?
Yeah.
Did you plant that?
No.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's the thing, like sometimes
What's the Spanish name? You know?
Berro.
¿Cómo?
Berro.
Berro. Berro. Berro.
Uh-huh. You know, and there's like a million things to observe here, but it's just a lovely thing to get into the habit of doing. It's just walking around in the garden and kind of making notes and letting information sink in. You know, your information comes into us through all these different channels, and a lot of the time just like letting it come in and then letting it assimilate and letting new ideas kind of organically come up is really important. The second is a penny yield. This garden produces so much food and has produced so much food for us over the years. As we'll talk about with the techniques we're developing, its capacity to produce food is actually increasing every year, and that's wonderful. But when we didn't have much soil here at the start, we mostly produced greens because they're like easier to grow. They need less soil than roots. But now we're getting now our beets are coming out like that, and our carrots are getting really big, and so that's really nice to see. But just growing what you can grow at the start is really nice. Okay. Apply self-regulation and self-feedback. You know, when we started gardening here, like we didn't have much soil, and we just picked it up and added some compost and didn't have any borders on the bed, and we got like mediocre results, and then eventually we just started to do this double digging technique because we found we had such like dense, compacted, rocky soil that like it was really hard for things to thrive. So eventually, bit by bit, we decided on like digging trenches where all these beds are, like 40 centimeters deep, taking out all the rocks, sifting them, all those rocks over there came over that garden, and built these walls. But you know, that was like a kind of like, okay, if we want to grow food here and we want to grow vegetables, we just gotta do that. And you know, then another recent thing has been like, okay, right now we're able to grow a big array of stuff, but I want more. I want to be able to grow like nightshades. I want to be able to grow tomatoes and peppers and things like that. And I want to be able to grow. One of the feedbacks was that like this garden thrives in the dry season and it doesn't do well in the rainy season. And so this is what we're going to be building. Part of this week in the course is like these mini hoop houses that will allow us to also grow trellis things. I've got really nice snap peas and green beans that I want to start growing, but I've noticed when those we grew them before by just putting like bamboo stakes in the ground and letting them climb up that, but they just didn't do that well. And so, you know, part of the feedback was like, okay, we need a bit more infrastructure. And of course, then if we're going to grow these hoop houses, it means our system that we have going on. So we're going to have to like set up a drip irrigation system. So that's some of the stuff we're going to be working on this week. Capture and store energy. Like this, really, if you get this part right when you're designing a garden, the rest will just flow. So if you see, really, the whole thing is set up to just absorb it. The whole thing is terraced and contour, which we're going to be learning how to do in this course. And terrace and contour, so it's an annual garden, right? So we're growing mostly annuals, things that will like live and then die, and are therefore somewhat extractive. But if you see, we have like a huge amount of perennials in there as well, right? But you see right here that in the tree, they're cucinas. They're called in mine. They're a nitrogen-fixing, biomass-producing plant, right? So they produce shit tons of excess leaves. So a great way to maintain humidity in the garden is mulching. You know, I like to mulch the pads and not the beds. As we mulch the beds, I find that things get a little bit fungusy, but mulching pads is a fantastic way of preserving humidity in the whole garden. And all of these leaves come from those trees, right? And they're a great tree for gardening in the tropics because this is what they look like when they're small. And so the great thing about these is you can keep cutting them back. They're poppy species, right? And a lot of legumes are like that. Legumes are plants that have a seed in their pod. That means they fix nitrogen. But in the case of these, it means you can just prune them back as often as you want, and every time you do that, then they release their nitrogen. So having what we call like perennial borders in our gardens is a great way of capturing the soil energy. So like zucchini tree right here, bocote tree right here, it's another copsible, prunable nitrogen fixer. I like this leaf structure. It gives like a filtered shade. It gives a partial shade, but it doesn't block the light out completely.
Oh, look at these cute little ones. Oh. Oh. These beautiful little succulents.
Function thing of like fixing nitrogen and producing biomass, buffering the wind.
Cool guys, I'm gonna go join the tour and really focus. But we're here at the farm. I just started my gardening course, and so now we are taking all of those permaculture principles that I learned in the last course and really applying it to a garden. One thing I'll tell you later more about is that it's interesting to learn about the principles of cultivating a garden. Because we can do all those things on the outside, but what about our inner garden? There are all these parallels between the outer and the inner world, especially when we learn about nature. Alright guys, I'm gonna go join them. I miss you too, Carrie, and I can't wait to hear more about your garden beds, and I'm so proud.
Could, if that was our intention, we want to grow veggies tend to want, like, they don't want wet feet, right? So, but by doing this thing of like mulching the tiles and making raised beds and then sinking a lot of water in here,
Oh, Peg, you're welcome. I know it's kind of hard to hear him, so I'll just tell you later what I learned about.
we make these trenches as well, just in like somewhat random spots in the garden, right? But that also just increases the amount of energy that the garden is storing. You know, then with all that humidity, these leaves slowly break down. And so then what we do is, as they break down and weeds start to pop up through them, we can just scrape the pads clean, dump it onto the beds when we're renovating them. Renovating means I can harvest everything and add in more compost and till it again. So every now and again, as this stuff breaks down, about every 6 months, this stuff just basically turns into compost right here next to the beds. So it means we can like scrape it up again, go around